Hey friends, good to see you again. We got a recovery class. It's time to lay on our back and stretch it out and unwind. So, without further ado, let's come on down. We're going to begin on our back. And once you get to your back, let's just bring the feet nice and wide, knock the knees together. Maybe a hand to your heart, hand to your belly, and just a couple breaths to settle and to really arrive into your practice. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling mouth. And one more as you let yourself disconnect from whatever you've been doing and tune into your own body and sensations. From here, you can bring the hands back by your side, keeping the feet nice and wide at the edges of your mat. Let's go ahead and knock the knees left and right like a windshield wiper. And just let them fall and drop as wide as they'll go, keeping the feet to the sides of the mat, rolling on the inner and outer edges of your feet. And then bringing yourself back to center, extending your left leg long and dragging your right knee towards your chest. Squeezing your right knee towards your chest and breathing, getting a compression in the hip, but really opening the hamstring as you draw that knee a little higher and higher. One more good squeeze. And then a twist. We're going to drag the right knee over to the left. As you do, you can scoot your hips a bit more in the middle. And the knee may or may not come to the ground, but you can let your right arm roll out to the right, and maybe your head turns to the right too. 5 breaths as you let your back unwind. When you inhale, you may notice more tension or a heightened sensation. And as you exhale, you may feel it loosen or dissolve a little bit. Keep participating with this the whole class as best you can. And when the mind wanders, come back and breathe deeper. One more good breath in and good breath out. Slowly, you find your way back to center, hips in the middle, and that right leg goes up into the air. And with the right leg a little more straight, you can walk your hands up your hamstring or calf, bringing the forehead towards the knee or close to it. Those of you that catch a toe can catch a toe, otherwise holding the leg and breathing for 4. Forehead to the knee for 3. 2 and 1. Releasing the right leg, bending the knees, feet as wide as the mat, windshield wiper a couple times. Coming back to center, right leg extends long, bend the left knee, draw it in towards your left chest and shoulder as you grab the shin or hamstring. And not just hanging out, but actively engaged, drawing that knee as much into the shoulder as you can without pain, of course, but feel the lengthening in the hamstring and the opening at the bottom of the glute. Last 2 breaths, letting that knee slide a little closer to the shoulder if you're really feeling it. And then twisting to the right. Let the left knee drop over to the right, and as you do, you can scoot your hips a bit in the middle. Roll the left arm out to the left. You can look up or maybe look to the left too. These passive stretches, where we're not really pushing anything, they're not only helping the muscles, but the nervous system too. Chance to unwind and de-stress. Maybe from intense workouts, maybe from intensity or stress of our daily lives. So the slow breathing, it's opening muscles, it's also calming nerves. One more good breath in, good breath out. Come back to center, and the left leg goes straight up into the air. Kick it high and you can walk your hands up the back of the leg or the calf, forehead towards the knee. Breathing 5. Breathing 4. Breathing 3. And 1. Release the left leg to the ground. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper again. And just notice if you're feeling different. Okay, next one here. Keeping the feet nice and wide. Let the knees fall over to the right. Let them just land and flop where they will. Then take your right ankle. Place it on top of your left knee. Right ankle on top of the left knee. As it weighs the left knee down, you may feel that in the upper left hip and hip socket. You can take your arms overhead, grabbing your left forearm and lengthening your left forearm so that you feel this long stretch through the left ribs, left side of your waist and hips. Breathing for 5. Big breaths, let the belly rise and fall for 4. One more. Release the arm and the knee back to your windshield wipers a couple times, just noticing any space. And then letting the knees drop over to the left, letting them land where they land. Bring the left ankle on top of the right knee, left on top of right. Let the right leg get weighed down a little bit and maybe lengthen the right arm by grabbing the right arm and lengthening it overhead. Belly breathing. 3. 2. And 1. Release the arm, release the knee, windshield wiper last time. Just feel that space. I feel so good already. I hope you do too. Little left and right, left and right. And then one way or another, pick a side, roll to the side, press yourself up, and let's come on to hands and knees. From hands and knees, you might turn your fingers back to face your knees if that feels good on your wrists, and cat-cow a couple times. If that doesn't work for your wrists, keep the hands forward, arching and rounding. Beautiful. From here, right leg extends behind you. Come onto the ball of your right toes. Turn your body to the right. Reach the right arm over for a side bend. And in this side bend, if you like, you might cradle the left side of your head with your fingers at your temple and left side of your head. Drop your head into your arm as you open the right hip even more. Push your right foot down as you arc your body for 3, 2, and 1. Right arm reaches back up. Bring it down, all fours. Cow pose on an inhale. Cat pose on an exhale. Right to the other side, left leg extends back. Turn your body to the left and reach the left arm over your ear. You might bend the elbow, cradle the right temple, lay the head into the hand to open the left ribs even more. Breathing 3, looking super cool for 2, and 1. Slowly come back up, hands and knees, arching the back, cow pose, inhale, rounding your back, cat pose, exhale. Good. Downward facing dog, lifting your hips and pedaling out your knees and your heels. And then from downward facing dog, bring your right foot outside your right hand and your left knee to the floor. You can scooch that foot till it gets to the top corner, whatever you need. And then turn towards the right leg and give that right knee a gentle press as you roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Some of us may stay here breathing as you tip the leg to the right, and some of us may reach the right hand back to catch the left ankle. If that quad stretch feels good, pull it in. Otherwise, tip that right knee out. Whole body breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot down, downward facing dog, step on back. If down dog doesn't suit you, maybe another cat cow. Just let it feel nice. It's your practice. As you're ready, left foot steps outside the left hand. Bring the right knee to the floor. Give it a moment, scooch it to the top corner, and then let your left foot roll to the edge, pressing the inner knee. You can totally breathe here, feel the hip, but some of us may bring the left hand to catch the right ankle. If that feels nice, awesome. Breathing not just for the muscles and the hips, but for the nervous system too. 3, 2, 1 more. Downward facing dog, super nice. You'll be back at it in no time. This is the tune-up I hope you needed. Good breath in, good breath out. Okay, from here, we're gonna go ahead, walk the hands back to the feet, coming to a forward fold here. You can either grab your elbows and hang, or you can clasp hands behind your back and squeeze the shoulder blades towards the head and the hands towards the floor. Let yourself drop a couple inches here by letting go even as you participate. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Hands come to the ground. Walk back out to plank pose. Bring the knees to the floor, all fours. One more round like we did before. Right leg's gonna extend back as you turn to the right. And you can reach your right arm over your ear. But this time you could also lift your right leg and catch the right ankle, kicking back behind you and opening the chest. If that's not you, reaching or cradling the head for 3, for 2, and 1, back to hands and knees. Take your time. Cow pose arching. Cat pose rounding. Left leg extends back. Left arm reaches over your head. Breathe here. Or maybe lift the left foot, catch it, and kick back. Opening the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing, y'all. Release. Back to hands and knees. Arching cow pose. Rounding cat pose. Downward facing dog. And then just feeling the shoulders and the hips and the spine. Good breath in. Good breath out. Coming back into your comfortable seat, we're going to finish with some reverse tabletops. So bending your knees with your feet on the ground, your hands behind you, opening the front body with a nice inhale. Lift your hips, press up with a big exhale. 2 more. Inhale, sit down. Lift your hips a little higher, pressing into the feet and hands. 1 more, really inviting some sound. Maybe a lion's breath with your tongue out. Lift up. Back into your seat. Cross the legs. Finishing in your easy pose and giving 3 breaths just to integrate and make sure we don't rush into the next thing. Eyes can be open or closed. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling mouth. 2 more of those on your own as you track and notice your experience and any space or sensation you feel in the body. Last breath. Thanks for making time to practice, to recover, to stretch it out. Hope you feel good and grounded and ready to get back to it. I'll see you soon.